Okay, hey, what's up, guys? This is off to kind of a crazy start because I'm doing a bunch of stuff right now. But I have this butter melting right now, and I'll try to explain what I've done because there was no way I was going to record this or go live this whole time because it's way too long. But I'm basically making a sauce right here. Now, I guess I could show you. So everything I've done so far, I've cooked up some sausage and like 3 pieces of bacon. So I got the sausage ground up and my bacon chopped. And I have a little bit of green peppers in here and some green onions and some mushrooms. And what else did I put in here? Some green onions. So this is like the whole topping, basically, of what I'm doing. But I'm gonna leave that there for right now because that was a bunch of work. So then I've got this butter going right here, right? Now I'm gonna take a tablespoon of my almond flour and just kind of just drop it in here. And I'm just gonna start stirring this around. So not too much, but so I do something like this, and then I don't really use milk, so I use heavy whipping cream. So let me grab it real quick. I use like a cup usually, but I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this, then pour that in. And then I'm gonna let this kind of mix and simmer. Yeah. And once this starts to kind of thicken here a little bit, I'm gonna add a little bit of cheese. And then when I'm done with this, I'm just gonna kind of let this cool off. So this shouldn't take too long. Let me put this here. Let me put that down for a second. So I've got a lot of stuff, so I gotta put my phone down for a minute and then I'll show you. What's up, John? Thanks, man. Oh, it's good. So like I'm gonna take a little bit of just like some cheddar. I should bring my phone. This really is like kind of hard to do with one hand. I'm gonna put my phone down right there for just a second. And I'm just gonna I'm grating a little bit of cheddar in here. That's probably good. I don't need like a ton, but I need to start stirring this. Nice. Yeah, so I want this to kind of thicken up, and it kind of will on its own, but I may put a little xanthan gum in here. I don't know though. I'm gonna let it kind of I'm gonna stir this and let it simmer. That smells good. Okay. So let me put this cheese away. And then I'll show you here in just a second. And I'll grab this cream. I'm done with it. And all right, cool. So now let's take a look at this. So that is the sauce. That smells great too. I mean, there's really not much in there, but this is all we really need for like a base for our sauce. And then I'm gonna turn the heat down, and I'm gonna put in like a little bit of sauce or salt, just to kind of, there we go. Yeah, and you want to make sure you keep stirring it because it'll start to kind of stick and thicken. Cool. All right, I'm gonna just turn that off. We're gonna turn that off. So like I said, the other stuff I made was I did sausage. I cooked up sausage, a few pieces of bacon, chopped it up, some mushrooms, some green peppers, some green onions, And I had like a smidge of like some shallots left over, like barely any. So I just kind of threw some in there. So that's good. Then here's the tricky part is I've got 2 cups of mozzarella and about 3 tablespoons of cream cheese. And I'm just gonna microwave this in like 30-second bursts until I get like the consistency that I want, because then we're gonna try to start making the dough. So, and then I use about half a cup of almond flour. I don't want to make it too crazy because then it's like super carby, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't need to be that thick. So then, I got so much in my kitchen right now. Let me move this. I've got like 3 or 4 different kinds of cheeses. I've got eggs. There's so much on my counter. So for the moment, let me put this down. For the moment, I'm gonna just use some wax paper. Grab 2, I use my trays, but I don't want to mess with the trays right now, so you can just use like wax paper or parchment paper, and that's fine. So like 30 seconds was not enough, obviously. I just kind of do it, and then I move it around with the silicone spatula. Damn, sorry. And then we'll go ahead and pop it again for like another 30. I keep doing that until I get the consistency, you know, that I want. Meanwhile, there's our sauce. And I've turned it off now, so it's just, we're gonna let it cool and it'll kind of thicken, and that's cool, you know? We want it a little thick, and we definitely want it cooler because we're gonna do all of this in the oven. But I have to make the dough, so that's like what we're doing now. So let's see, another 30 seconds. We're almost to where I want. You see, like the cheese, it's still like stringy. You can tell it's cheese. So I'm gonna do like 30 seconds one more time. Cool. And then I'm gonna start getting this ready here. So like I said, all my toppings have cooked and prepped, chopped up. So those are good to go. Sauce is done. Actually need to remove the sauce. So let me put the phone down for 1 second. So you can just put the sauce in a bowl, whatever. I don't want to use another pan, so I'm just gonna try to get all of this sauce out of here real quick. And we'll just let it kind of, you know what I mean, cool down. This can just chill on the counter for right now. Oh man, that smells so good. I don't care. I'm gonna leave the sauce in there. I don't care. Because I'm gonna cook some eggs. I'm gonna cook some eggs in that. So our sauce is like, it's hard to see because my phone's right there, but. And then we're gonna check this. I'll grab the phone again. Cool. So this is cool. This is what I'm looking for, consistency wise. So we can let that just kind of cool for just a second, and then now this is basically how I do the dough, but I'll mix it up depending on what I'm making. So like I use half a cup of almond flour. I'm just gonna dump it right in there, and then I'm gonna crack 2 eggs in here. So let me put the phone down for just a second. So we'll do the 2. Just kind of throw that in the sink for the moment. Cool. And so like I said, it really depends on what you're making. Like when I make those like strawberry kind of strudel things or any kind of sweet, I'll use like vanilla or cinnamon or something like that, you know? But we're not doing that because we're making pizza. So I'm gonna just kind of sprinkle some onion powder in here. I don't do like a whole lot, just I kind of eyeball it until I'm like, all right, that's gonna be good. And then I have some garlic powder, we'll do that too. So it's just gonna kind of give our dough, like that flavor, you know? And then finally, I have a little Italian seasoning, and I just kind of sprinkle a little in there. So if we look at this, that's just kind of how it looks. And then I just kind of start mushing it around with the egg. I don't bother like whipping the egg or anything like that. I just kind of get it in here and try to get all that dryness mixed in, you know? And then at some point here, you know, it starts to cool down. So then I'll microwave this again, maybe one more time. For the time being though, I'm just gonna put my phone back down so that we can kind of like use two hands, you know, I can get this going. And it's like super easy, like it's a little time consuming, you know, but it's super easy to do. And you can make anything, really. I mean, it's pretty versatile. But I was thinking that earlier this morning. I was like, you know, I want to do pizza again, but I thought, you know, maybe I could just make like a breakfast or something. And then my brain starts going, and you know, I'm like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, and then it's all right. They can wait. All right, so this is looking pretty good. I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, yeah, that's cool. So let me put this down. And bam. Now it's a little watery, but not really. Not really. And sometimes what I'll do, because it gets real sticky, so I'll wet my hands to roll them. Or because it's a little, not much, just like a little watery, then I'm just gonna do a little bit more almond flour, just on my hand, you know, like just grab a little bit out of the bag, sprinkle it in there, and then we just dive in, start rolling it around. Ugh, yeah, it's goopy. I might actually do a little more almond flour. I did half a cup, but I think because I'm gonna make this a little thicker, yeah, I added a little bit more in here. Ugh, and it's like super goop, but it's gonna be all right. Like once I get this rolled out, and I just wet my hands. And you don't even have to like, you know, just wet them and then like, you know, flick them. You know, just have a little water in your hand. Yeah, it's goopy. But the water is gonna help. Like, it's not gonna be so sticky on your hands when you're trying to like roll this. Sweet. Okay, so I'm almost done with this. I just need to move this out of the way. And then what I like to do the same thing, like if you're using wax or parchment paper, I do the same exact thing. I just kind of wet my hands here, and I just kind of sprinkle it, you know, just let it drip like right onto that paper, and then kind of get this rolled, and then I just kind of slap it down, right? And now at the same time, I'm gonna use the other parchment paper here. You know, it is kind of goopy. I usually use about this much almond flour, so I'm not sure why. Happy hands. Yeah, so I'm gonna find out. So I'm gonna wet this again real quick, like this, the top side, just so it's not so sticky, and then place it right on top, and then I just use a rolling pin and kind of just roll it out as, you know, thin as you want, really. But I'm gonna try to make a whole pizza here, like a big, you know what I mean, a nice size. But we'll see. So this is almost done. I'll move my phone here in a minute so I could show you exactly what I got so much on my counter. Yeah. We'll see how this goes. This may not be a giant giant pizza. Not like the last one I made, because before I used 2 cups of almond flour, and that was like way too much. I mean, I guess it really wasn't. It's just like each slice of pizza was like 8 or 9 grams of carbs, you know, per slice. So I was kind of like, let me tone that down. All right, so then I just kind of peel this back, and I mean, I barely got, there's barely like any left on it. So this is a little misshapen, but I don't care. So that's basically gonna be my dough right there. And then I just take this and I use just a regular, you know, pan. And then I just do like some coconut oil. You can do whatever, any kind of non-stick that you use, but I just kind of spray it. There we go. And then I'm gonna try to get this. I have no room in here. Okay. I'll try to lift this because some of it came out of the side. Shit. Here. That's kind of goopy, but that's all right. So I tried, it's like kind of hard to get these off the paper. So I do my best to like, I pick it up and then I kind of just flop it down onto the pan and then slowly pull this like off. So I can show you here, but I'm gonna lay it down one more time since now it's on the pan, and I'm gonna just try to kind of reform it real quick. Now, again, I kind of made it a little small because I didn't want too much, you know what I mean, too many carbs in there. Oh yeah, I think it'll be good. I just didn't make a crazy size pan, but it's all right. So here, I'll take this off and then you can kind of see what I mean. So I've got it back on there, and then we'll just peel this. We'll peel that off. All right, so then, oh, okay, I see. All right, so then I should have preheated my oven. I did not. I'm gonna preheat it for, I don't know, 375. Yeah, I'll just leave it out for right now. Okay, because then there's still more to do. So what I like to do is cook the I cook the dough first, you know, for a little bit. Then I take it out. Then I top it, and then it goes back in the oven. Meanwhile, you can kind of look at the sauce that it's like it's cooled down now, so it's nice and thick. It's perfect. It's perfect. But I'm not gonna mess with that yet. I need to get that cooked. So the next step, we're almost there. We're almost there. Sorry. The next step is I want to cook. Well, I'll probably actually do 4 eggs. I was gonna do 6, but the pie is a little bit smaller than I'd like it to be, so I'm not gonna try to like over, you know, you don't want to over egg. There'll be too much, and I have so many toppings as it is, so it's just like no way. So real quick, I'm just gonna crack 4 eggs, and then I'm gonna scramble them real quick. All right, so those are done. And then I pour a little heavy whipping cream in there, always, just whether I'm cooking it for breakfast or whatever, I always put a little bit in there. I'm just gonna use a fork and just kind of, you know what I mean? We'll just kind of mix this in real fast. And then the pan is still hot, so we're just gonna cook this up real fast and then put it, I'll probably just put it in with all my toppings because we don't need like to keep like wasting dishes, you know, and it's all gonna go together anyway. So let me see here. So that's hot enough, and there's still like grease and sauce in there, so that's it. That's it. And then wherever I put the spatula, still has some cheese on it, some sauce, but it doesn't matter. So we're just gonna kind of like, see what I mean? There's like some sauce in there, so it's gonna be like a little, you know, a little crunchy in there from some burnt sauce. But I don't, like I said, I don't care. It's the same pan. I didn't want to clean anything else. You can if you want, but this is all going into the pizza, so you know what I mean? Like I don't care. So we're just gonna stir this. Usually I take it off the heat, and then stir a little, put it back on the heat. But because I have my phone, I'm just constantly stirring so it doesn't get stuck. There we go. Eggs cook so fast anyway, so. And then now, like always, once it's like almost cooked, that's when I season it. So I'm just gonna, just a little salt. Don't need much. Don't need much. It's kind of tricky with one hand, but it's okay. I just want to make sure there's nothing runny, you know. So once this runniness goes away, it's good for what we're doing anyway for the pizza. See, it's kind of a little soppy, but that's gonna go away here in like 30 seconds. Oh yeah, cool. So I'm actually gonna just keep messing with it. That's okay. I'm gonna let it sit for 30 seconds or so. And then I'm just gonna throw it in everything over there. So it's technically preheating, but I'm just gonna throw this directly. Yeah, let's see if I can just throw it right in. Just throw it right in, and then I'm gonna let it cook for, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes. And then after that's done, we'll go ahead and just pull it out. Yeah, these eggs are just about done. They're still a little runny, but I mean, it's okay. And in the meantime, like, try to break them up too, as much as you can. Like, not like super broken up, but like, you know, I don't really want clumps because we're gonna consider this like, this is gonna be like a topping on the pizza. So I don't really necessarily want huge chunks because I want this evenly dispersed across the pan. But that's done. That's done. I'm just gonna turn it off and just kind of take it off the heat. So in the meantime, the sauce is done. The toppings are done. The eggs are done. The only thing really left for me to do now is, and this is preference. This is all preference. You make it however you want to make it. But I'm going to, see, I've got some gruyere and some Gouda cheese that I'm gonna mess with here in a minute, but we'll put them right there. And then I just like to get some fresh spinach, and I just cut a little bit down, you know. Let me rinse this knife real quick. But that's it. So once that's done, we're just gonna chop up. I just cut down straight, I don't care. We'll cut the whole thing down. But I love spinach. All right. So that's probably a good amount here. I'll show you. Let me just wrap this, throw in the fridge. Okay. And we'll throw this in the sink. All right, cool. So just about like that much. I don't know, a cup and a half, 2 cups, you know, whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna leave that out for right now. And then there's all our stuff, all our toppings. So with the toppings now, let's just take the eggs. Take the eggs right now. And put my phone down for a moment. And I'm just gonna kind of just dump this all into our big bowl of toppings. Yeah. I'll just leave the egg right on top because we'll stir and mix all this here in just a second. Let me rinse this real quick and then I will show you everything that's here. Just take me 1 second. You know, it's better to just rinse it out now so you don't have like a mess later that nobody wants to clean because everybody's full and you know, so I just kind of clean as I cook. All right, cool, so done. So we have everything here. I could probably throw some of this stuff away. Let me throw this away. All right, I didn't set a timer, but I know it's probably gonna be about 15 or so minutes, and then we'll pull the crust out. Because again, everything else is cooked. The stuff that needed to be cooked is cooked, you know? So we have everything here. The only thing left to do now is wait, straighten up a little bit, I guess. Let me try to show you a better view here now. Let me throw this away. Okay, so we have spinach ready to go. We have our cheeses that we're gonna grate down here in a little bit. Everything in here is the eggs, the bacon, the sausage, the mushrooms, the green bell peppers, the green onions, a little bit of shallots, that's it. Then our sauce is done. This was a little bit of almond flour, heavy whipping cream, and butter. That's it. So this is all, that's it. And then of course, you know, we've got the pie bacon right now. So I may just finish this right now and then maybe go live again once this is all done so I can show you guys. But essentially that's it. Like, and if you don't happen to catch the next video, once this is done, once I pull this out, I'm gonna go ahead and sauce it with this sauce, and then I'm gonna just layer the toppings all on top, and then I'm gonna put the spinach on top of that, and then I'm gonna shred the 2 cheeses in there, and then I'm gonna bake it again for another 15-20 minutes, and then it'll be done. So until then, I'm just gonna go, and then I'll be back in about 20-30 minutes. I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, bye. Phone. All right, cool. We're good. We are back. We're back for round 2. So maybe I can show you everything that's going on here now. All right, so let me try to show you this. So it's kind of crazy. So this is the pie. It's basically done. See, it started to crisp up, so I knew, I was like, okay. And you can feel it. It's like, it's good. It's kind of squishy. Not really, but it's hot. It's good. So we're gonna take this sauce. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. And I'm gonna start to kind of just get the sauce on here. And just start smearing it around. You know, in fact, you get the gist of it. Let me put the phone down. I'll finish this real quick. Just kind of get it all in there. Sweet. That smells good. So, no, I'm live. All right, so I'm just gonna rotate it around. I'll try to, oh, my phone, hold on. All right, so just kind of swirl it around. Try to get it as much as you can all on this, on the dough. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Just about. So I kind of like evenly distribute it, you know what I mean? That way you don't have like certain areas that are just clumped up. I'll kind of spread it across a little. And that was actually the right amount of sauce for that. That's perfect. Okay. So now I'm really wondering how I should do this, because is this hot enough? This is cool enough. This is cool enough for me to get in here. So I'm just gonna kind of mix all of this together. Nope, egg overboard. Just trying to escape. All right. So just start putting this. This is a lot. I ended up making more because I thought I was gonna have a bigger pan, a bigger pie, but that's all right. This is gonna be pretty good. And we're just gonna start loading it up. I don't need to, you know, I could probably save some of this, but why bother? I'm making a big pizza, so let's just do it. Let's get the toppings all in here. Besides, don't you hate it when you get pizza and they skimp you on the toppings? So let's do it. Let's do it the right way. Let's just get this going. Bam. That is a lot. That's gonna be good though. All right, so that's done. Toppings done. Next, let's grab this spinach and get that all up in here. In fact, that might have, you know, I was gonna say that's enough spinach, but we're just gonna load it. We're gonna load it. It'll shrink down a little. I didn't cook the spinach, but let's just kind of do that. Cool. All right, now I need to use my hands. Because now we're gonna start grating some stuff down. So cheese starts coming down on top for me. Whew, that is some pungent cheese. All right, let's get that in there. Oh yeah. Okay. So that's the first cheese. Then we're gonna do some Gouda. Oh man, my arms are starting to hurt, but it's all right. Now I was gonna put some cheese in there too, but I'm just gonna do the top. We're just gonna get this thing cheesed up. Then I'm gonna kind of pat it in, and I may kind of like stir it like with my fingers here, just to kind of mix it in. That is a big pizza. That is a lot of toppings. It may even be too much, but really, I don't care. So I have a little bit of sauce in this, not much. I'm just gonna scrape it and kind of, I don't know, drizzle a little in the middle. Just kind of mix it, whatever. So that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. I'll show you. All right, let me switch back. There you go. So, I mean, you can look under here, and there's all our all our toppings and our sauce underneath. Then we got the spinach on top. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's pretty good. So I'm gonna just throw this back in the oven for, I don't know, 15 minutes. 15, yeah, probably about 15 minutes. Oh. Like I said, we have the crust is basically cooked, right? Thanks. It's gonna be good. It's just kind of big, you know. I kind of made a lot of toppings. I'm glad I only used 4 eggs. Like I said, I was gonna use 6, but once I realized that I didn't make the crust, I didn't make the pie as big as I did last time. So I have to kind of compensate, you know. I'm like, well, shoot. And I didn't. I ended up making my regular amount of toppings with less crust. So, but that's okay, you know. Like I said, it's gonna be a big pizza. But you know, there's people here that are gonna eat it, so it'll get used. So, all right, I'll be back. Actually, I probably won't be back, but I'll take pictures and I'll post them. So I will see you guys soon. All right, bye. Okay, pizza should be done. So this will be the last video. Sorry if I'm spamming with live, but it just takes forever and I didn't want to like have one live video the whole time. So let's take a look. That is done. That looks great. Let's just pull it out. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. I'm just gonna throw it right on the table here, right on the counter. Let me close the stove. The oven. Okay. There you have it. I'll let it cool for just a second. Damn. So there's our bacon, our sausage, our mushrooms, bell peppers, our green onions, our spinach, our homemade sauce. All right, we got that in there. We've got both of our Gouda and Gruyere cheese. That is looking pretty good. So I'll use my trusty Starship Enterprise pizza cutter to come on in. We'll go ahead and cut this thing down. So let me take a look here. I kind of want to let it cool for just a second, but I think it's ready to go. But I may need 2 hands to do this. Let me see if I can switch and put my phone down in a better angle here. I can't see my phone. I'm sorry for this horrible camera work. Let me try it again. I don't even think I can see this. I wish there was a way I could set this. You know, maybe I can just, sorry, this is totally rigging this. But I'm wondering if I could just set the pizza back like that. That's not really the best angle, so I apologize, but we'll just cut right down the middle here. And rotate. Cut down again. One more time here. And one more time. Okay. So we got it all cut. It's a little hard to tell. But if I grab, now this shouldn't be too sticky. It might be a little bit here. Let me put my phone down for a second. I mean, I sprayed it pretty good, so it shouldn't really be stuck. But I feel like it's a little stuck. Not too bad. I just kind of have to get under here. So, yeah, it's fine. It's just that I made the dough a little thin, so, and I did spray pretty well with like coconut oil on the pan, but you just kind of have to get under there. But it's not breaking, nothing's breaking. You just kind of have to like really wedge. Really wedging, geez. Maybe next time I'll just try to line it with a little bit more like coconut or like olive oil. Usually I just spray, but you hear it crunching. It sounds like I'm like burnt, but I'm not. It's just like trying to get under here. It's kind of a pain, and it's a pretty thick pizza. So I kind of want to take a picture of it, but I think if I take a picture of it, it's gonna end my life. But so I mean, it's there. It's a nice pan here. Let me just kind of get over here. I can lift it. I might put it back down to take a picture, but I mean, there it is. So this is pretty good. And you know, I'm not gonna eat, obviously you don't eat the whole thing, but this is a pretty nice breakfast. I'll probably eat like 2 slices, it'd be good. I mean, it's already 10 o'clock about my time, so I eat a pretty decent sized breakfast, and then I probably won't eat till dinner. So, but that's looking good. I don't know the exact nutrition facts, but I know it's not too crazy, because I only use half a cup of almond flour, and that's like one of the things that's kind of carby, you know. And then all this meat doesn't have carbs in it, and then you have a little bit of cheese, heavy whipping cream, some butter, and again, I didn't even use that much to make the sauce. So anyway, I want to try to get this set right. I'll take a couple of pictures, and then I will report back in here shortly. But thanks for watching, and it's really easy to make, so if you guys want to try to follow me, I was kind of winging it a little bit, other than like I know how to make my dough. I do that all the time, but like you can mix and match, you know. You can make a little more, a little less of toppings. Again, I was gonna make a little bit of a bigger pan, so I made a little bit more toppings than I anticipated, but that's fine. So anyway, I'm gonna get this ready, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, I'll see you.